Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to Melissa Chambers Consulting Wednesday Words of Wisdom. I hope everyone is doing great. So I was actually looking on social media last night at a caregiver website. It was not related to dementia, it was just generically about caregivers. And they had this little sort of interactive post where they said that hindsight is 2020. And that's we hear that every day. Well, if I could only go back, because hindsight is 2020. If I would have only known this or met you sooner and had the help, hindsight is 2020. We hear that all the time. But it was caregivers coming on in the comments and saying, well, yes, hindsight is 2020. Had I known this while I was being a caregiver, I would have done this differently. And I think I thought it was great. And so I guess I'm kind of stealing it, just stealing the idea. I think that we could, put in the comments if something is going on, or even if your loved one is living with some sort of dementia diagnosis and they are kind of entered a new stage and they're past the point of whatever it, fill in the blank, and you think, well, if I would have only known this, I would have done this differently when they were doing that. I think it would be great to share that in the comments and help each other that way. I think that would be great. But what I wanted to say was about hindsight, was pertaining to this holiday weekend coming. It may not be a holiday for everyone, but it is Easter for a lot of people, and different holidays for a lot of other people. And so I just wanted to say that in my experience, following along with this whole hindsight idea, in my experience with families, so many of them said that after their loved one had, passed away and their whole caregiving sort of journey was over, they said they would live more in the moment, like just be more present for right then and there what was going on. And so I guess that is my advice today. Those are my words of wisdom today, for us going into this holiday weekend, is to just try to be more present, more there with our loved ones. Try to be more in the moment, and realizing about arguing. I know it's hard, but realizing about arguing, it does no one any good, because it's our loved one really probably most likely does not have the ability to reason any longer. And so arguing about something, like when we go to argue or when we go to correct them or go to say something, think, is there a point to this? Does it really matter in the grand scheme of things? Does it matter if they're talking about the right thing or not, or recalling the events correctly? Are they harming anyone? Is it causing anyone any problems? It might be uncomfortable for people, or it might be uncomfortable for you, or you might be biting your tongue the whole time. But don't just try to say to yourself, like, why am I worried about this? What does it matter? What does it matter if he or she is saying the right thing or not, unless it's hurting someone, unless it's causing someone harm? So those are my little tidbits from families that have been caregivers before. So to be more present, to be more in the moment, and to try to just let things go, and try to ask yourself, does it really matter? Does it really matter? Is this worth an argument? Is it hurting anybody for them to think this sort of way? So With that being said, I am closing out for this morning. I hope everyone has a very wonderful holiday weekend if you are celebrating a holiday, and a great week, rest of your week, and beginning of next week. And I will see you on Wednesday again. And please, like I said, if you have any words of wisdom pertaining to, hindsight is 2020, if I would have only known this, please share it in the comments. I would love to read them, and I'm sure everyone else would as well. Thank you. I hope you have a great day. Bye.